If you're stuck in your fat loss journey, this video will change your life. I went from 17% body fat to 10% body fat in a month. You can see the picture here using the principle that I'm going to talk to you about here. Now, I didn't use no Reta, no peptides, or no bullshit. It was all natural. One thing I'm going to say though is that if you cannot watch a 15 to 20-minute video on how to get in shape, you will never get in shape. Simply because to get in shape, you're going to have to do way more than that. So close the other tabs, just pay attention for a few minutes, and afterwards, you will never struggle with fat loss again. Now, the three things I'm going to talk about today are the mindset, the diet, and then the steps/workouts. But before I go into that, let me just tell you where I come from. So my name is Timmy G Fit. I blew up on social media for my physique, and I have a pretty good physique for a year and 8 months of gym, okay? I built a physique that was pretty good. The problem was that after my 2 years of gym, I hit a complete rock bottom moment. I lost myself. I stopped posting on social media. My training slacked. My diet slacked. I was still eating like on track, but I was eating a lot more fast food, and I gained a lot of fat fast. And that fucked me up because you see, I knew I could be better. I knew I was better. I knew I had six-pack abs 1 month ago. I knew 1 month ago I was able to post every single day and work on my purpose and business. But I couldn't get myself to do the actions. I couldn't get myself to change. And then I had the revelation. Like I stopped believing in myself and I stopped being confident. I would not even have the balls to like show up on social media, show up to other people. Like you could sense it in the way that I would talk in my everyday life that I didn't like myself anymore because of what I became. And I had this big revelation one day when I realized that how you do anything is how you do everything. So if one area of your life you're sloppy, it's gonna affect all the areas of your life. So I was like, you know what? Let me commit and get back in top phenomenal shape because before that I was like, oh, I'm bulking. I can eat fast food every weekend. I said, fuck it. Let me commit to a cut, change my physique, go back to 100%, and then see how it goes. And because I built that discipline, my life, like I went right back on track. I'm right back on track. Like it's insane. Right now I'm back to like my purpose, posting my discipline. I'm waking up at the same time, the cold showers. I stopped taking the cold showers. I'm posting every day. I'm eating. I never miss a meal. I never skip a workout. I never skip anything. And I feel better than ever. I'm at the highest frequency. And my business is blowing up right now. Like, let me show you this real quick before I start the video, okay? Can you see this? Israel Adesanya liked my video. Get the fuck out of here. Like, do you know, like, Israel Adesanya? The MMA champion? Man, come on now. That's because I'm back on track. Now, let me get right into the value, okay? The first thing you want to change is your mindset. Everything comes from the mind. Everything that is possible has to start in the mind. So you must first change your mindset in order for you to change your life. Remember, life is a mirror. So whatever results you have in your life, it's a manifestation of your state of mind. So first thing you want to do, commit. I want 100% commitment from you for the next 5 months, for the next 2 months, for the next 1 month, depending on your goals. Now, what you want to do is set yourself a clear goal with a clear date. This is so fucking important. Imagine if you had a bodybuilding show coming up, or you had a wedding, or you had something very important in your life, and you just had to get in shape. You will not tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. You will not tell yourself, let me just get this cheat meal. I'll start tomorrow. You will not tell yourself, I'm going to miss a meal. You wouldn't miss a day. You would just be like, okay, I have a goal and I have to reach it. When I reach it, I can chill. But for now, I have to be 100% committed. So how, if you don't have that, you create that same effect? Because that's what I did. I just told myself, I'm going to reach 10% body fat. It's going to take me a month. I'm going to be this weight. And until I'm that weight, I'm not negotiating with the process. That's what you got to do. So right now, set a clear goal with a clear date for your objectives. It needs to be clear. Now, second thing you want to do is the second thing you want to do is to reframe your impulse. Okay, you need to understand what's happening behind the scenes for you to eat that cookie, for you to skip that meal, for you to skip that workout. Every action, there was a thought behind it. So when you are about to skip the workout, you probably tell yourself, I'm too tired today. I'm not motivated today, but it's not even going to work. So whenever you're about to eat the cookie, that late night craving that you have, you're probably telling yourself, it's just one cookie. And then you end up eating the whole box. You're probably telling yourself, just one more, or it's not that bad. Now, what you want to do is whenever you catch yourself having that belief, before you eat the cookie, you need to tell yourself, what somebody in shape, what the version of you that is in shape would tell himself. So me, when I see a cookie, I tell myself I'm not somebody that eats that bullshit. Or right now I'm not somebody that eats that. And you need to repeat this to yourself enough time and act upon that belief. At first, it's going to be super hard because you don't have that new identity yet. So at first, you're going to really have to tell yourself, "No, I'm not somebody that eats cookie. I'm not somebody." And you're going to think you're insane. Like if you tell this to somebody that you're repeating to yourself, "I don't eat cookie. I don't eat cookie," they're going to be like, "What? This guy's tweaking." But you do this, and then you don't eat the cookie. What's going to become insane, and you're going to notice this, is that the automatic thought that is going to happen when you see a cookie in the future is that I don't eat cookie. It's no longer going to be just one more cookie. So you need to stick to it. You need to stick to this, and that's why you probably tried stopping your cravings, but you can't stop them because of what you're not doing right now with the thought that precedes the actions. But the key to this is that you actually act upon that belief. Like you can't just say I don't eat cookies and then eat the cookie. It doesn't make sense to your brain. You need to act upon it until it becomes your new reality. So yeah. So now for the diet, okay? Which is as important. All the parts are important, but the diet is like one of the most important things. You want to realize something, again, 100% commitment. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is there's not going to be a single cheat meal. Oh, but I need my cheat meals. I need to eat I can't if I... Reframe your belief. I'm not somebody that eats cheat meal. You don't need cheat meals right now. If you actually wanted to go, when I want to go, I don't give a fuck about no cheat meals. I don't want the cheat meals. I want to reach my goals. That's the most important things. Now, what's good is that you won't be in that state of no cheat meals, 100% discipline for your whole life. You just need to lose the weight. You just need to get lean once, and then you can maintain. And when you can maintain, you can introduce some cheat meals. But the reason why you don't want to do it right now is because when you eat your diet, your baseline dopamine is like this. But to when you eat your diet, your baseline dopamine is like this. I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard that. But when you start incorporating cheat meals, you're gonna open a door that's gonna raise your baseline dopamine to there, and then you're gonna crave more of that, and it's just gonna open a loop of like you needing more of these cheat meals, and then it becomes uncontrollable. The best thing to do is just not open that door. Stick to your meals. Stay consistent to them, and don't deviate from your diet at all. I'm gonna tell you how to do this. It's by creating what's something that I call the TEF meal plan. Now, the TEF meal plan is something that I created, which the letters is T for tasty, E for easy, F for fast. Tasty meals, easy to make, and fast to consume. If your meals are like this, I promise you, you will never skip them, and you'll be able to do something incredible. Eat them every single day without having to think. Because imagine that when you follow these fancy recipes from TikTok, they're like, do all this protein powder and then add this bullshit, add this, add that. You can't do that every day. Like I come back from work, I don't want to cook something. I don't want to think, oh, what should I eat today? Because the more question I have to ask myself, the more resistance there is between me and eating my meals, the more chance I have of skipping it or eating some bullshit. So what I did at the start of my journey to never miss a meal is find a meal plan with the meals that I liked, that are easy to make and fast to consume. For example, one of them is 6 eggs, one slice of sourdough bread, turkey bacon, and a little bit of parmesan. So simple. So simple. Takes me 5 minutes to make. Easy, and it tastes good as fuck to me. You need to find the one that are good for you. And I'll make a video on that specifically, like especially how to do this. But you need to find the meals that are good for you. So make a list, find the one that are healthy, find the one that sticks to your macros. Now, after that, you need to establish a deficit. You need to find your maintenance calories. How many calories do you eat when you don't lose any weight? So you eat that amount of calories, you don't lose any weight. You can either go on a calorie calculator app or you can actually just test it yourself. And once you find that number, you need to reduce 600 calories from that. I know it seems like it's a lot, but this is how you get the fast results. You reduce 600 calories from that and you don't miss a meal. And now you make a meal plan around this with 1 gram of protein per pound of desired body weight. Once you do that, you need to add some carbs to your diet because if you just eat protein, you're going to lack energy, you're going to lose your sleep, and you're just not going to see results. Because if you don't have energy, you have less energy at the gym, so you lose muscles. And that's the worst case scenario you want. Okay, you don't want to lose muscles during the cut. So keep your carbs. And what you need to do is basically weight yourself every week And when you see that the weight is not changing anymore because it's going to drop, when you see that it stops dropping, you need to reduce calories. The first place that you can reduce calories, for example, is just reduce them on your rest days. Just reduce calories and do this week after week after week until you are lean. When you see a plateau, and I'll make a video on what to do when you plateau on your weight loss, but this is not this one right now. This is just for the first 30 days, for the first 60 days, for the first few. Like, this is what you want to do at the start. Just get started. Like, commit right now. Get started, and then you'll wonder about the other questions afterwards. Don't overthink. Don't, because me, I'm the biggest overthinker. Me, I'm like, I need to know everything before. Just commit to this cut right now. Start losing fat. You'll worry about the rest after. So afterwards, what you want to do is make sure you eat whole food. Whole food. Don't eat none of that junk food, because the junk food high in fat, it causes visceral fat in your stomach, and that visceral fat is inflammation in your gut that is making you have a big stomach. So you could like be in a deficit, but because of that visceral fat, you still look fat because you have that inflammation. So eat whole food, eggs, ground beef, rice, turkey, chicken, sweet potatoes, and all that good food. Okay. Now you want to also to keep yourself full, and also for your sweet teeth, because I have that. If I just eat salt every single day, I'm gonna lose it. So I need a little bit of sugar in my diet. So the best way to do that, it's like a gift from God. I don't know, like it's like a cheat code. Fruits, they have like you can have 200 grams of fruit, and it's like 50 calories. So eat as much berries as you can. They also are high in fiber, and fiber is what's going to keep you full for the longest. So when you eat fibers plus protein, you're going to be full for the day. So you want to separate your meals. You don't need to fast. Okay, don't fast. Separate your meals. Have a lot of fibers. Have fruits. Have a meal that is high in fruits, so that you can like not have a sweet teeth and still feel full. And then and then from there you just stay consistent every single day. Don't miss a meal. Keep your protein high. Separate your meals for like 3 hours, 2 hours. And one thing that is really good that you can do too, that I did, is that I skipped the first 5 hours of the day. I'm not telling you to fast all day long. I'm telling you, just delay your first meal. Because when you get your first meal, you open the window for you to be able to be more hungrier. So don't eat in the morning. Get some coffee, get something, okay? And then take your first meal 5 to 6 hours after you wake up. This is like a cheat code, okay? Because then you get your first meal then you get your first meal a few hours later, and then another one, then you go to the gym, and then you get your last one, and you've not been hungry during the day. Now, it's normal to be hungry. It's normal to have craving, but again, if you switch it up, like if you switch your mindset, you will not have any cravings. But let me tell you something. When you see that it becomes too intense, don't be a bitch. Not at the start. Don't tell me after a week it's too intense. When you are too hungry, when the cravings are too much, when you start losing sleep, that's when you stop the deficit. You go on the maintenance and to reset your body, and then you go back in the deficit. Okay. So last step is gonna be the cardio. No cardio on my part, except the steps. Now the steps is a fucking cheat code. Okay. Just by 10K step, you can lose so many calories. And all you have to do is walk. You can walk at work. You can walk before you wake up. You can walk your dog. You can walk with your wife. You can walk whenever you want. Now, if you live in a cold place, I live in Canada. Canada, it's like minus 21 degrees. That's like 17 degrees Fahrenheit, like something like this. It's really freezing. I still did my steps, but we're gonna be smart. Get yourself a walking pad. A walking pad is a cheat code. You find a walking pad, you buy it, you walk, and then you get your step while you're watching a podcast. I like when Adesanya liked my stuff. I was like, bro, I gotta watch this podcast again, and I just watched this podcast. And then by the time I was done with the podcast, I didn't even realize I was walking, and it was 15K step. If you get 10 to 15K step per day, you're gonna shred like a motherfucker. Like you're gonna shred. You don't need cardio when you're doing that every single day, even on weekend without missing. Now it has to become one of your standards. You have to be like, I'm not gonna miss, and you don't miss. That's it. Commitment. You have a bodybuilding show coming up soon, so commit to it. So afterwards, cardio, you will do this like later when you plateau. When you really plateau, you start incorporating cardio, but at the start you don't need it. Now after that, you need to still weightlift. And to weightlift, you just need to go to the gym 4 times per week, 5 times per week, whatever works best for you. Me, I know I have a super busy schedule. I work my 9 to 5, then I work on my business, then I work on my content, then I have to find time for my family, then all that. So I started going to the gym 4 times per week, and it works super well like this. There's two splits you can follow for that. It can be the upper lower, or it can be the torso and limbs. Now, if you want me to send you that split specifically, you can just DM me on Instagram. Say, I came from the YouTube video. Can you send me that split? I'll send it to you. Because I don't sell my splits, by the way, guys. I coach people. I help them get tangible results. But to me, selling a split is bullshit because it's not going to get somebody to actually have the crazy results. There's so much more that goes into having a physique. So I don't give a fuck about giving it for free. Like, take my split. Take my split if it can help you. Let's get after it, okay? So, um, so yeah. So yeah, you want to train for aesthetics. That means that you want to prioritize the muscle that are going to boost your aesthetics, which is shoulders and back. You want to have that V taper frame. So what you're going to do is prioritize these muscles. The cool thing about the upper lower is that you're going to start a workout with a push focus and end it with a pull focus. One of the upper body days, right? So the first one is going to be push focus first and pull focus second, and the second one is going to be pull focus first and then push focus second. And that's what this is going to do, is that it's going to bring balance into like the intensity of your workouts, because as you know, or probably you didn't know, the workout, the muscle, the exercise that you start the workout with is the one that is going to have the most intensity, and therefore the one that is going to grow more. So we switch them up like this, and you want to start your push focused workout with shoulders because it's again the most aesthetic muscle, and then with back for the pull focused workout, lats specifically. And from there, you train like a bodybuilder. You need to learn the principles of hypertrophy, progressive overload. So you want to push as much as you can. Now, if you're a beginner, you're in a good spot because you can build muscle in a deficit. If you're not a beginner, you need to maintain your muscle. So still go to failure, which means that you cannot do any more reps. Go to failure. As a beginner, you'll be able to gain muscle, but as a more advanced lifter, it's going to be harder. So stick to that and train 4 times per week. Plan it ahead. Track your lifts, and you're going to see you're going to get insane results. So I hope that was helpful, that little video that I did. Super quick. Well, super quick, kind of quick. But I just needed to do that video, okay? Because now, guys, you guys got to know what it feels like to get lean. Like, oh my God. Like, trust me, I've been lean. I've been fat. I've been like, oh, I'm bulking. Like, the difference is insane. Like, just the difference in your face and the way you feel, the way people treat you. Like, I perform so much better now. And I just feel better every single day. Like I'm blowing with energy. And I used to be really fucking depressed just a few months ago, which is crazy. Because before that, I was at my prime. I was at my peak. I gained like 20,000 followers on Instagram. I had the crazy physique. I finally got validation from women. And then boom, I dropped down. So now I got myself back up and everything is back on track. And I'm grateful for that. I'm truly grateful for that. So yeah, if this was helpful, you can leave a like. If you want me to help you with this specifically and how I can get you in the best shape of your life as fast as possible, you can DM me on Instagram, say frictionless, or you can just schedule a call down below and we'll talk, see if you're a good fit. If you're a good fit, we'll get you started on the program and the result will come by themselves, because when you have the accountability, game over. So yeah, I appreciate you, brother. See you in the next one. Much love.